Hello, thanks for being here with me, Tiger Lilith Tarot. We are going to be doing a full moon to new moon reading for Aquarius placements. Hello, Aquariuses. This full moon was in your sign and happening during Leo season. Leo's your sister sign, so you could have found yourself really feeling this new moon, reacting to it, or the full moon rather, whatever that might have looked like for you. Feelings could have been really heightened, right? And your ruling planet in modern astrology is Uranus. So planet of expansion, innovation, trying things in a new way, taking tradition and kind of, I wouldn't say flipping it on its toes, but not taking it as Bible. So we are going to look at, in your romantic connection, relationship, or if you don't have someone on your mind, just love life in general, what is awakening? Okay. What is being explored, and how to be vulnerable through the process, or any advice. So this is going to be from the full moon to the new moon, month of August. So what is awakening? We have number 34, circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. Interesting. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. So maybe there was some kind of heavy emotions going on, like stormy emotions, dark, deep things, and you and your person are coming out of that. We'll see more. We're going to pull tarot, clarify what is being explored in the connection. We have number 17. Misalignment. Miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction. So it seems like what is being explored in this connection or this relationship is how you can both face in the same direction. You know, maybe you're looking at the areas that you and your person are not aligned and making some small corrections. Feels like you and your person are pulling out of something, coming out of something that was dark and heavy, and trying, possibly like an eye of the storm, right? You see a storm as something, as upheaval that's causing some sort of chaos and commotion. And I noticed this is a number 7, and this is 8 as it breaks down number-wise. 7s in the tarot are, this is tarot, these are oracle cards, but 7s are, odd numbers are unstable, even numbers are stable. So it looks like there's something about an instability that's being awakened, but this instability was caused by a storm or something like that, but it's being put right, it feels. And then how to be vulnerable through the process, or advice. We have number 37, transitions. You have all of the inner resources you need to choose whatever bridges arise on your path. To be vulnerable through the process. Advice. Getting discernment on this card too. This woman looks very cautious. But the magician energy here as well. You have all of the inner resources you need. You have all the tools that you need. Almost the way to be vulnerable through this process, or advice, as I'm reading it here, we don't have the tarot yet, so we'll see, is to trust to trust yourself. You've learned the lessons, and to trust the transition that this connection is going through, whatever that transition may be, or maybe you're going through transition that's affecting this connection. Let's see, Aquarius, what is awakening this connection for Aquarius placements? Okay, so interesting with circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. We have the 8 of Swords. Well, this is about not seeing something, being blindfolded to it. Only seeing one way of doing things. I feel like what is awakening here, Aquarius, is that you're coming out of this blindfolded state. You're seeing that there is more than one way of doing things. There's more than one way of thinking about things. You know, it's interesting because this circle, it's almost like she's surrounded by like a half circle of swords. What could be awakening too, just for you, is what circles feel right for you and what circles don't. Circles of friendships, partnerships, connections in general, not necessarily specific to one person. The Nine of Pentacles. It's awakening. I feel like you're awakening to your own independence here, Aquarius. Could be your own independence that you're feeling within this connection and within this relationship. Maybe it gives you a sense of freedom and independence, and it makes you very happy. And with the Nine of Pentacles here, you could be awakening to the idea that like you've formed these circles and you have everything you need but love, but a relationship, and the Ten of Cups. Like you're realizing that that is something that you might want. That is something that could bring you like there's this emotional happiness that you can see now, possibly because you've surrounded yourself in the right circles. All right, let's see. What is being explored? Misalignment with the Five of Swords. This is one of your cards, Aquarius. I would say the message here, what is being explored, something is that there's misalignment being explored, how you and your person possibly don't match up, right? Because you have to look at how you don't match up to see how you do, and vice versa. And the Five of Swords can be, there's only one way of seeing things. It's going to be, right, someone is going to walk away defeated, there's going to be a victor. But it feels like there's an energy here of wanting to win at all costs. And that is being explored. It's almost like you're willing to have, like you're willing to see things now, and you're willing to have possibly like the difficult conversations to align in the same direction, you and your person. Right, let's see, what else do we have here? What is being explored? The Page of Wands. And the Hermit. There are a lot of different energies being explored here, Aquarius. We have, I'm just drawn, because the Page of Wands follows his desires. He's contemplating a new direction to go. Right, so we have what's being explored. It's like a mental, it's a verbal back and forth with this person, but it's also mental self-doubt. There's I would be careful for self-sabotaging thoughts. It's possible that you and your person are exploring self-sabotaging thoughts, or intrusive thoughts, and what that does to the connection, like how that causes misalignment. But then the Page of Wands, it's like once that energy is not passed through, but kind of addressed, then there's this like a newfound desire to create, to go towards one another. And then the Hermit, and it's almost like this desire then causes a deep introspection. I'm noticing on this spread, Aquarius, there's a lot of like these two cards are facing that direction. This card is he's looking very prominently this way. The Hermit, the Five of Swords are facing in this direction. I feel like sounds like what is being explored in the next 2 weeks is how to align this connection. How can you both face the same direction? Right, because even the Nine of Pentacles, you see, she has her hand on these pentacles here. She's holding on to those, but she's offering these 3 pentacles. She's realizing that her independence has caused her to be able to offer, to have something to offer to someone. And so she's going to make an offer. Pardon me, she has 6 pentacles here that she's keeping herself, but she's looking, again, she's looking this direction, over her shoulder. The 8 of Swords is looking in this direction. It's like there's also a feeling, Aquarius, here of you not being sure if you want to move backwards or forwards. Like you're not sure which way. It's this feeling that you're tempted to keep looking back at the past, but the desire and the alignment and the transitions and the abundance and like the creature comforts that you can enjoy are in the present and your future. Okay, let's see. It's a really interesting spread. How to be vulnerable through transition. We have the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like be patient with yourself over these next 2 weeks, but also take time to see, once again, he's looking in that direction. There's a lot of, a lot of looking in 2 different ways. Take these 2 weeks too to look at the seeds that you've planted and see what is what you've planted worth it? What can you do and make adjustments where needed? It's about being patient and looking at what has already grown from the seeds that you've planted and seeing how to make adjustments, what is ready to be, like what fruit is ready to be picked off the vine. Some might be ripe. And so it might be time to like reap some rewards as well. We have the Sun and then the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords and the 5 of Swords can have very similar energies to me in the sense that they're about, there's only two ways of looking at something. And we've got the 8 of Swords here too. There's a lot of cards of needing to look at something in more than one way. Even looking at it, I would say in more than one direction. Whatever that might mean to you. Direction feels really important in this spread. Like the literal direction that you are facing feels important. Because these 3 cards that are connected here, she's kind of facing this one off this way. He is looking directly to the left, and then she is facing completely forward. There's something important here about the directions that you are facing. Again, whatever that might mean to you. I'm not sure, but it's coming out here. I could see it. Now, and then the 2 of Swords is also about procrastinating, not making a decision. I would say be patient with yourself. The Sun, be optimistic. There's something very bright and very empowering here in this connection. It's a way to be, like one of the ways to be vulnerable is to see the empowerment and to not procrastinate on making a decision. The 2 of Swords. All right, let's see here. What else do we have, Aquarius? What is awakening? What is this 8 of Wands? Yeah, 8 of Wands. All right. Oh, well, the Ace of Wands came out. So we have the 8 of Swords with the Ace of Wands. Feels like you're awakening to some sort of new desire to create. If you're someone that's never thought about having children, you could be possibly thinking of like realizing, oh, you might want children. Maybe children could be in your future. But that part doesn't necessarily have to do so much with this person, I feel, as with the awakening that this connection is able to have because you have put yourself in the right circles. You've put yourself in the right places. It's just going to be really important with this 8 of Swords energy to not keep yourself in a mental prison. You know, all of these cards here about being stuck are about thinking, right? Being in your mind, being stuck in your head. There's something with the Ace of Wands here that's saying like, pay attention to the desire that you feel, the desire to create something new and something passionate, the renewed desire that being in the right circles has brought you when it comes to this new person. All right, let's see here. Or when it comes to this connection, rather. The 9 of Pentacles with the 2 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're seeing, Aquarius, that it's possible that you and this person also are both financially well off, and you're seeing that you both would be able to support each other, and that there would be a very balanced, kind of easy unity and harmony. You might be hesitant to move towards this person because they could be very different than you. And the 2s in tarot is supposed to take us down like a new path, and the 2s are about making a decision. The 2 of Cups can be about finding unity and harmony with someone that you would have not chosen to date before, someone that you wouldn't have looked at as seeing that you could have unity and harmony with, because they're so different than what you've dated in the past. Let's see, the 10 of Cups here. What is this about? Feels like you're just seeing that there's some sort of possibility of emotional, yeah, there you are, the Star card here with the 10 of Cups. There's something really expansive about the emotional security that you feel in this connection. Something about your emotions feeling, I was going to say over the moon, even though there isn't a moon in this card, but this is a card of happiness. Blue in the tarot is about our emotions. It's 10 of Cups. It's everything we could ever want, and your card is right here. I feel like you're realizing that there's something about emotional security and emotional vulnerability being together at the same time that you're seeing you want, and you're seeing that there's opportunity for it, and that that kind of emotional connection can cause new beginnings, like not new beginnings, but new opportunities, right, to expand and innovate. We have the Wheel of Fortune with the 5 of Swords. So what is being explored? It feels like something lucky is happening here. It really does feel like through some sort of mental process and possibly going back and forth, and this kind of winning at all costs energy that you have is aligning something in this connection and in this relationship. I'm almost getting now from the 5 of Swords like almost a mental strength that you're like, just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to align. I'm going to find out what's unaligned and fix it. And the Page of Wands, it renews a desire, it feels like here. Or it brings about something that's more childlike and playful if things have been very serious, which I felt like they had with the Eye of the Storm card here. We have Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So it brings, wherever this 5 of Swords Fate's misalignment energy is, it brings about something younger, something more playful, you and your person being more playful together, wanting to explore more together, not being as rigid possibly as you had been in the past. And the Hermit here. We have the 7 of Wands. It's interesting, again, we have the cards facing, both of these facing in this direction. To the left, the pages moving towards brightness, right? Literally walking towards the sun here. It feels, Aquarius, like there's something that's happening in this connection that's causing you to want to it's causing you to want to retreat, but you fight really hard, I feel like, to not do that. You're defending some sort of knowing that you have with the Hermit and the 7 of Wands. You're defending a knowledge that you found through soul searching that you've done. And this feels like a very solo energy down here. It feels like you're exploring on your own what it is to be able to look back, but move forward at the same time. All right, let's see. 7 of Pentacles. Why is this here? Death. Yeah, you're deciding what stays and what goes. Transition. I mean, the Death is a card of transition. And the 7 of Pentacles. You're patiently deciding what is going to remain in your life and what isn't. What fits in your life and what does not. And you're possibly going through this process in this connection or with your partner. Let's see, why is the Sun here? The Page of Wands again. So we have the Page of Wands right next to each other, both in the middle. We have 3 pages in the center here. So there's something really young, youthful, bright, forward-thinking. There's a dynamic energy that's coming out. And I feel like your advice is, again, to move towards that dynamic energy, to keep with this energy, you know, with the fates coming out, the Wheel of Fortune coming out here with misalignment. And even though this energy feels a little rocky with misalignment and the 5 of Swords, with the fates coming out, it also feels lucky at the same time. It's like feels like you personally are going through some sort of transformation aside from this connection. Okay, let's see. And children could definitely be on your mind right now. I see that in a big way. You could be thinking about your long-term, what is your, you know, in 20 years, what do you want your life to look like? With the 10 of Pentacles coming out there. With the 2 of Swords, look at that. We have the Sun. So we have the Sun right below the Sun. All right. The Sun with the 2 of Swords. I feel like what this is saying here is the advice is to not procrastinate. Right? To not keep the blindfold on, to look at the brightness that this connection brings. I like this card because it almost looks like she's got the moon behind her. But yeah, to focus on the brightness, to focus on, almost like to focus on your own reflection too. Like I said, 'cause there's something about this spread that's very separate from the connection and relationship and person on your mind. We've got a lot of Leo coming out here. You could be dealing with the Leo, or we are in Leo season. Page of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius. We have you coming out here. Could be another Aquarius, Virgo as well with the Hermit, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be any of those signs. It's just the energies that are here. Oh yeah, Sagittarius as well with the Fates. So yeah, Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo, Scorpio. And then we've got 6 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So soulmate energy. Very, it feels like there's something very innocent but long lasting being established in this connection, but it is going to require, well, in your transition alone, because again, this part doesn't have to do with the connection, but you transitioning and finding the misalignment stuff has to do with you, like I said, it felt like being able to look at the past but move to the future at the same time. All right, Aquarius, I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if it did. Like and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you at the next one.